Hello and welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Steph, and today it's just going to be a really chilled one. My anxiety has been through the roof the last few days, so I thought we'd just make today about playing with makeup to calm anxiety. That's what I do anyway. Let me know how you calm your anxiety if that's something you struggle with. I do have some new products to try. I've got the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer, the e.l.f. Mint to Be new little palette, a couple of other bits. So let's jump right on in. So firstly, we have the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. I am a huge fan of the original one. So let's have a see how this feels on the face. It feels pretty much the same as the original. Have a closer look. Yeah, okay, a little bit luminous. I wouldn't say it's filled my pores quite the same as the original one does, but it feels pretty much the same. So for foundation, I have the Huda Beauty Faux Filter High Coverage Cream Foundation, and I have the shade Toasted Coconut, which is 240N. So just popping a blob on the brush, just using the Real Techniques RT200. And let's have a... Ooh, it's got quite a strong scent. It's quite a thick foundation. I quite like the scent, but it is very strong. So if you're not into, if you don't like your products to have a scent, I feel like I'm saying it a lot recently. But yeah, if you don't like your products to have a scent, you may not like this. Because yeah, it's pretty strong, but it's a really nice scent. It kind of smells like a nice perfume. I got a voucher for Christmas and for Amazon. I hadn't worn a nose stud. I lost all my nose studs over time. If any of you have got your nose pierced and you wear nose studs, you'll know just how easy they are to lose. So I picked up with my voucher a pack of 15 in all different coloured stones. So I've really enjoyed having, obviously I haven't got it in at the moment, but I will pop it in a bit. Yeah, it's definitely not a lightweight foundation. It's definitely something that I can feel on my skin. I think it looks okay. The coverage is good. I'm quite dewy looking around here, but that might be the primer because obviously it is a luminous one. But yeah, since my skin started clearing up, I haven't been quite as oily. So that's been good. But it's also kind of thrown me with what products work on my skin. Because for all that time I had really dehydrated skin. You know, oily but dehydrated skin. So since we fixed that issue, my skin's kind of more on the normal to oily rather than just oily, which is actually really nice. Yeah, I quite like how that looks. Yeah, it's definitely not an overly lightweight foundation. So for concealer, I'm just going to be going in with the Catrice True Skin High Cover Concealer in the shade 020 Warm Beige. I really love this one. It has very fast become a huge favourite. So let's pop some on. And I do want under the eyes to be a little bit brighter, so I'm going to use a bit of the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in Light Sand. I'm just going to plop a bit of that kind of on the inner part there and the very outer. Maybe in amongst that. So yeah, how are you guys doing? How are you coping with everything? Obviously, where I am in the UK, we're on the toughest restrictions. So yeah, it's definitely been a time for find things you can do at home. I think where so many people have been off work for either being furloughed or whatever reason, it's given everyone the chance to kind of find hobbies, find things they're interested in. So let me know if you've found any hobbies, or you know, you've discovered anything new during this time, new about yourself, what you like, you know, anything like that. Yeah, it's definitely going to need some powdering down this. So I don't know how much of it is the foundation and how much is the primer, but yeah, I'm not mad at that. So if any of you guys have this foundation, what do you think of it? So far, I'm liking how it sits. I was expecting it to be like, I don't know, really matte. I don't know why. So for contour, I've got my SOSU Contour Sticking Cool. I'm loving this. It's my first delve into the realm of cream contour. And yeah, I'm loving it. It's yeah, I really love this contour. I just think it kind of, it's the perfect colour contour for me, I think. It's blends so easily. Obviously I don't really have much to compare it to, but obviously I've watched a lot of people using cream contours and I know what it is I'm looking for to happen, and this is just so easy. Well, I'd not used a cream contour before, and I've just found this was so easy to get the hang of. And then for the cream blush, I have the e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick in Glimmering Guava. This is only my second time using this. This is the shade here. I really enjoyed using this. So let's maybe not grab as much as we did last time, or maybe let's just go for it. Fun. This was just such a fun cream blush, and again just blends out so beautifully. Look at that colour. I am looking very shiny right now. Wow, that is such a beautiful blush. I love this cream blush. I do have another shade, but this one's my favourite. So for powder, I'm just going to be going in with my Nabla Close Up Baking and Setting Powder in Translucent. Absolutely love this powder. It's so lightweight and so kind of finely milled and beautiful. So I'm just going in with this Moda Highlight Glow brush. I use this to set kind of under my eyes. Maybe not with that much on it. So just going with a little bit just to set under the eyes there. And a bit around the nose. Yeah, just going to concentrate T-zone and kind of around my mouth and chin. And then with a big fluffy brush, I'm just going to go in with this Real Techniques 300. Big fluffy brush. I'm going in with a bit more powder than usual just because obviously my face is very dewy and I am really going to want to set that down. This powder is absolutely gorgeous. Definitely would recommend this powder. It's so beautiful. It like mattes down but without being drying. So with the restrictions that are in place at the moment, my daughter is doing school from home. They're doing it online. So when she finishes her schooling, we've been watching Criminal Minds. We went right back to the beginning and I think we've hit season 4. I absolutely love it. Do any of you guys watch Criminal Minds? If you do, who's your favourite character? Because I am torn between Morgan and Penelope. Derek Morgan or Penelope Garcia. I love them both and I love the relationship they have. So I'm going to quickly nip off, chuck my eyebrows on, and then I will come back to continue. Okay, brows are on, eyes are primed. I've popped in a green nose stud because obviously we're going for a green look today. And just with a Makeup by Tammy fluffy brush, I'm going to dip into this lighter matte green there. So I'm just going to take that through all of my crease. And it's definitely going to be a building up colour. I'm definitely having to dip in quite a few times just to get the pigment I want there. I'm just kind of winging out the edge there, just to start to get the shape that I am going for. So yeah, after a lot of building up, I think that's kind of where I want it. So just get built up on this side too. Okay, so now I've got that built up a bit, I'm going to go in with my Spectrum A12 into the deeper matte green. There's a bit of kick up in this one. I'm just stamping it on to build it up a bit. And then just feathering out the edges and pulling it through the crease a bit there. Yeah, so again, this is taking some building up too. I don't mind. It's not boom pigment straight off the bat, so I'd say this is probably beginner friendly too. So if you're wanting to venture into a bit of colour, particularly green, then I think this would be a good palette for you. So very easy. Sorry, I'm just bringing the deeper matte green under my lid a bit, just to, under my lower lid, to connect it up a bit. But yeah, I think if you were looking to venture into colour, that this might be a nice little palette to do that with, because it's so inexpensive. So yeah, it's only £4, so it's you're not investing that much. So obviously if you find that you're not a fan of green eyeshadows, so yeah, I tend to assume that everybody loves green eyeshadow, with it being my favourite to work with. And also, like I said in the beginning, my anxiety's been absolutely through the roof, and green is kind of my calming colour. So do any of you guys have a particular colour that you go to when you are feeling anxious, down? You know, it doesn't have to be anxious, it could be feeling a bit depressed, just feeling a bit low, a bit down in the dumps. What's your go-to colour, if you have one? As I said, mine is almost always green, sometimes blue. I find blue very calming as well, but green is definitely my number one calming colour. So yeah, I'm just going back in with the first brush just to blend a bit of that lighter green over the edge. Haven't put any extra product on it, just what was already on there. I'm going to put a tiny bit on the brush just to bring that down and under. Yeah, there's just something about greens. I'm going to try and build that up just a little bit more in that outer V there. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that's looking so far. I'm just going to nip off and pop on some NYX Glitter Primer and then come back to continue with the eyes. So now I've got my NYX Glitter Primer on, I'm going to take a Jessup 234 Luxe Smoky shader and I'm going to dip into this bright green shimmer here. If you can hear the music coming from outside, I'm terribly sorry. The security guy is over there and I don't know how he sits in that car without going deaf. This is nice. I'm having to kind of wiggle the brush around in the pan to pick enough up, but I don't mind that. So just going in at an angle, leaving this part open for the other shimmer. Okay, and then using my it's a little flat brush from the Morphe Mitchell collection. I'm just going in with the lighter shimmer here. And I'm just going to be placing that, again it's another one, kind of dig a little bit to pick anything up, but just place that where we've left open. And yeah, I think another really beautiful green shimmer. So I do have the hot jalapeno one, the bite-sized one, and I absolutely love that. I think it's from what I can tell so far, there's more pigment in the other one, but then this is more of a kind of pastel, and they do tend to be more on the buildable side, so I don't mind. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to nip off and do my liner, lashes, lips, and then come back to do the rest of the complexion with you. I do have a new blusher to try, so don't go anywhere. Okay, so eyes and lips are finished. The mascara used is the Barry and That's How I Roll. In my waterline I have the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil. In the shade I have a green. The black eyeliner is the Arttitude Cosmetics Cattitude Liner and Lash Adhesive in one. I love this. The lashes are from Makeup by Lisa in the style Nevea. I thought that a more subtle lash would go with this look. Let me know what you think. And I popped some of the lighter green shimmer on my inner corner and brow bone just to give them a highlight. I completely forgot and I think that's the second time in a row I've forgotten, so oops. And the lipstick I have on is the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Fragile Things. This is my first time trying a Colourpop lippy at all, so so far it's gone on really smoothly. It's really comfortable, it doesn't feel overly drying, and I really like this shade. It's kind of almost an aubergine colour. I really love it. Now on to blush. I have got, it is another one from Poutnshout, but I am so in love with the blushes from Poutnshout. As you'll know if you've watched any of my videos, because I rave about Poutnshout's blushes. So the one I will be using today is Contrary Mary. Look how cute that is. How beautiful. It says fuss over me but leave me alone. Yep, that sounds like my cat. And this is the shade here. Absolutely gorgeous. So let's grab a brush. So I'm just going to go in with the Spectrum A05 and just dab a little bit because they are super pigmented. Oh look, yes. Oh yes. I am not mad at that. Let's add a bit more. That is such a pretty colour. It's like a deeper orange. I am loving this. And the highlighter I'm going to go in with is from Makeup by Lisa, and it is in the shade Pearl. So just dipping into that, and look at that. Like blue violet shift. I think that just looks so beautiful between the orange blush and the green eyeshadow. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, can you see that shine? And just take the tiniest bit just to add a little something there. Yeah, I think this was definitely what I needed to cheer me up, calm me down, calm my anxiety, however you want to put it. I think I just needed to play with some greens, and I don't know about you guys, but I find I'm not the most artistic person. I can't draw, I can't paint, I'm not artistic in that way at all. But when it comes to nail art and makeup, that's where my inner artist lies. But yeah, I love the way you can express yourself through your makeup. It's calming. I just find it really therapeutic. I don't even know if I'm making sense. So, on that note, let's have a chat about the new products I have tried today. So the first one is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. Yeah, so far I think it does what it says on the box. It went on, it felt pretty much the same as the original one. I didn't find it looked as pore filling, but then it doesn't state that it does that. So who knows? But yeah, I did find that it left my skin looking a little bit luminous. So we'll keep playing with that. The foundation. Yeah, it was it was heavier than I was expecting and dewier than I was expecting, but that may be the primer. So I think this is going to have to be tested out across different primers to see how I feel. But I do like the finished look. I do think that although it felt, I've got a hair in my mouth, although it felt a bit heavier on the skin, I could feel it, it does look like skin. So overall, I'm happy with that so far. What else was new? The Mint to Be eyeshadow palette from e.l.f., the little one. Let me just open it so that we're not just blinding you. Yeah, I found that the mattes were buildable. They definitely required a lot of layers of building up, especially the lighter green, which, to be fair, it's a pastel, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I like how it's turned out in the end. I'm not as impressed as I thought I was going to be, but then I was expecting Boom Pigment and I didn't get it. So I think I need to lower my expectations a little bit. So yeah, I like it. It's a nice little palette, but it hasn't quite lived up to my expectations. But I do love the look that I've created, so who knows? I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about at this point, so... the Contrary Mary blush from Poutnshout. Fuss over me, but leave me alone. This is an absolutely stunning blush. It's a much deeper orange, almost like leaning towards red. Oh, it looks so beautiful. It's definitely one that would suit all skin tones. I think the fairer you are, obviously go in with a lighter hand because it is very pigmented, but it's definitely one that if you have a much deeper skin tone, you could build it up beautifully and it would just look amazing. So yeah, Contrary Mary, beautiful blusher. As always, I've not tried one that I don't like yet. So I believe the last first impression trying new makeup is the lippy, the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Fragile Things. Yeah, it's dried down, but it's still ever so slightly tacky. Look, it does leave, it's transferring slightly. I think maybe it just takes a bit longer to dry down than others, but it's so comfortable. And I love the colour, absolutely love this colour. So yeah, really pleased that I tried that. So that is going to be it from me today. If you have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, like it, it really helps me out. If you are new around here, then I hope you'll consider sticking around and subscribing. I do generally a lot of colourful looks and I mainly use indie brands, so if that sounds like something that you would enjoy, then please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I upload. So until next time, I hope you're all having a great day, a great evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you're taking care of yourselves and I will see you again very soon. Goodbye.